Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I thought we would look at the pattern tool in Thinkorswim. If you're not familiar with trend lines, I normally like to draw my trend lines manually, something kind of like that. But if you're not familiar with drawing trend lines, Thinkorswim can actually draw these things for you or automatically. And that's actually to the right of the Studies tab is the Patterns tab here. If you click on the Patterns tab and go to Select Patterns, I already have a few selected, but you have a number of patterns that you can choose from, as well as candlestick and Fibonacci patterns. But today we're just going to look at the classic patterns. The primary ones that I like to use are going to be the ascending and descending triangles. I also like to use the actual channels as well. And if you're not sure what these patterns are, you can just hover over the question mark here. And it'll show you basically exactly what it is. So this is just forming an upward triangle, an ascending triangle, where the descending triangle is just the opposite of that. It's forming one that's tracing downward. But that'll show you what they are. And you just double click on one to add it over. But we'll look at the two that I have selected here. Once you add them in here, if you go over to the gear icon right here, a couple of things that I do is the pattern length. I think when you first set this up, it's probably going to be from like 10 to like 500, a large number, and that's basically going to be how many bars you have on your chart. I primarily use daily charts, and a daily chart has roughly about 252 trading days, I believe. So what I like to do is I like to do from the low is 4, and the high I choose about 63 or so. That basically gives me 1/4 of a calendar year by choosing 63. And then you can choose the direction. You can do bullish or bearish or both. You can choose the trend, which is a continuation of the trend or a reversal of the trend or both. And then also you can have it show if it's in a breakout or emerging. And this is also going to be used like when you're scanning, because I'll show you how to set up a scan for this in a moment as well. But I'm just going to leave all these at both. These are actually the default settings right here. You can go to sensitivity and you can actually fine tune how all of this works as far as how weak or strong the trend has to be for it to draw the line. And then as far as display goes, sometimes it'll show a predicted range of where the trend should go. And I'll show you a few of those in a minute as well. And another thing, once you choose one of these settings here, like let's say that you want to choose the breakout where it's complete, you can choose set as default and then choose apply to all. I didn't actually want to save that. But what you would do is set as default and then apply to all. And then once you do that, or if you do that, it's going to change that to all of the patterns that you have selected. So just be mindful of that. So once you're done here, you're just going to click OK. And then we also want to make sure that we choose to show patterns. And now it's drawn us both our ascending and descending triangles. And we can see right here, back in November, we had a descending triangle right here heading down. And then kind of once it broke out of that triangle, it went lower again. And now we've actually have both an ascending and a descending triangle. So this purple one here, I guess you could say is maybe a little bit longer of a trend possibly. And it's actually trending slightly up, whereas the shorter term near trend is trending more slightly down. So this is something you want to watch out, especially you could just about say if we were to break above this trend, this descending one here, I would assume that this ascending triangle right here at the top part of it could probably be a resistance area. But this isn't really a trading video. I'm really just showing you how to set up the patterns. And then I've already created a scan. I'll show you how to create that in a minute, but a few of them will give you a predicted range. So right here, when I highlight over it, it'll show the predicted range, and it's actually below it right here. And if you want it to show that all the time, you can actually go into patterns and under select patterns and display. Right here, show predicted range. I have it set on the on hover, but you can do always or never. It's not going to give you that range all the time either. So, but that is something to think about if you want to set that up. So now if you would like to scan for something like this, let's say that you found a pattern that you like and you want to scan for stocks that have that type of pattern, Okay, so I've already got a scan created, but I'll show you how I created that. Once you're in the scan tab, you'll just go to add filter, and you're going to choose pattern. And then once you choose pattern, it'll bring up this box right here. And click on the arrow, and then you can select whichever one you want. Actually, when you do this in the beginning, I think all are going to be selected. So I just unclick that and just choose ascending and descending triangle, because that's what we're looking at right now. You can also go into the edit tab, and then you can change those same parameters that we looked at earlier, as well as the sensitivity here. And I've left them all on just the default because I want to see both the emerging and the completed breakout. So this will find where it's in the process and as well as already happened. And then under time frame here, so what this is going to mean is I want to do 1 month because I primarily trade on a yearly chart. I want to do the time frame as 1 month. So this means that any time any of our patterns have shown up within the last month, it'll be on this scan. So if you choose a longer time frame, such as 1 year, if this pattern has developed on a chart in the last 1 year, it's going to show up on this scan. And we don't really want that because we're not really interested in something that happened 6 months or a year ago. I'm more interested in the near term, just in the last month. So I'm going to do time frame as 1 month, and then daily here, because 1 month is the shortest time frame. I can still look at a daily chart because I'm primarily trading a daily chart. If you want to do shorter time frames, if you're like on a 15-minute chart, you want to set these lower to your 15-minute time frame. But once we've done that, we can hit scan, and it's going to give us 17 stocks that are all going to have this pattern either forming or it has already kind of triggered. And I'll just show you a few of those right here. So I've got my scan already over here saved. And we'll just kind of go through a few, but it's going to show all of them. And I'm actually have a 3-month chart here. That way it kind of gives me a little bit of room to look in here. But you can see the pattern has all formed basically in the last month, or 20 trading days basically. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful, and have a great day.